Hello and welcome to today's haul video. I'm going to share with you a whole bunch of stuff today, not just manga. We have some other stuff as well, like figures and some other cool stuff. Now, as is often the way, I have ended up accumulating some manga over the last few months that has not been part of my unboxing or general other haul videos. These are usually like small one-off, like I've ordered a few volumes from Blackwells, or Yen Press has very kindly sent me some stuff, or I've done some swaps with some friends, that kind of thing. And like over the last few months I've realised that I've built up enough stuff to share with you. I could probably do a whole video on it. As well as last week I was in London for work, and I did very possibly, perchance, stop by Forbidden Planet in London, and I bought a load of stuff. It was fun going manga shopping with colleagues. I'm not sure if they were fully expecting it. At least some of them were into manga, so like it wasn't like a horrific experience. And everyone was super lovely and helped me carry my bags. I appreciate all my colleagues. Quite often I do group my hauls completely alphabetically. This time I have grouped it by where stuff has come from. I've started doing that a bit more with my hauls if there are a variety of different places. And first off, I think we're going to start with everything I picked up in Forbidden Planet in London. So for the very first volume, we have Record of Ragnarok Volume 14. I have been enjoying it. I'm not yet up to date with reading what I've got. I'm about 3 volumes behind at this point. Ignore the receipt in the book. I definitely think this is going to be a really wonderful series to binge, so I'm not beating myself up on it too much. Next we have Trillion Game Volume 5, and I am up to date with this, and I have been completely surprised at how much I've enjoyed reading this. I must say, I do think you potentially need to have a bit of background knowledge in probably computer science to enjoy it. I'm not saying it's like completely accurate. It's good. It's like one-to-one. This is exactly what it's like working in computer science and business. It is a very like aggressive, I'm gonna say like dumb power building, but in a business sense. But because that is my background, I think I've definitely enjoyed it more. If you have that kind of background, I'd recommend it. Otherwise, I'd probably be a bit more wary. But I've loved it. Our next volume is Versus Love Volume 1. Going in very blind to this one, no idea in the slightest. I'm glad it's at least not a one-shot, no idea how long it is. Watch it only be 2 volumes long, I swear to God. Fingers crossed I'll get to it this month since it's still Pride Month. Just checking it is a BL, it is a BL. A BL take on Romeo and Juliet set against the backdrop of a colourful cast of delinquents. It's delinquents! Next, I picked up loads of like regular sized RRP vids volumes. Got a whole load to go through next. We have You and I Are Polar Opposites Volume 5. This one I am not rushing to stay up to date with. However, I picked this one up to be able to help me make a 3 for 2. It isn't when I started reading, and for a lot of especially viz, if I'm not like mostly up to date with reading, I'm not rushing to pick them up anymore. Unless I unfortunately am trying to make 3 for 2, which I was in this case. It is a very pretty colour. Love the blue. The spines on this series have been excellent. I can't fault them. Sakura Saku Volume 7. With this mangaka, with all the other series I've read from them, I think I've definitely enjoyed the ones where I could read it in one go. Hence, after reading Volume 1, I decided to hold off till I complete the series to read it in one go. Strobe Edge, I think I completed in like one night, so I'm not worried about like it taking me ages to get through them. I don't think we have many volumes left. It's like 8, 9, 10, not many at all till it is finished. Quite similar with this one, to be honest, In the Name of the Mermaid Princess, Volume 6, complete. I want to say it may be 7. But I'm doubting myself now. These have been wonderfully coloured, bright, colourful, beautiful. I'll find out more of the story when I have more of the volumes when it finishes coming out. I have read Volume 1 and I thought it was okay. Again, sometimes I find that I need to binge a bunch of volumes to get into the series more. Especially as soon as I learn a series is like under 10 volumes. I'm like, that's like a #1 series for me to hold off reading till it's all out so I can go through them all together. My Hero Academia Volume 41. We have one more volume after this until the series is complete in English. Last summer I binged 4 volumes altogether, and it 100% made it such a more fun read, especially as the final arc is a bit more, this isn't overly spoilery, but there's a lot of fighting going on. And those sort of arcs are definitely, in my opinion, much better to read as consecutively as you can, because personally, I forget what's going on and who is who. especially if we're jumping across multiple fights. So as I binged 4 volumes last summer and there were 4 volumes left until it was complete in English, I was like, excellent, I'll wait till the last 4 are out and read them together as well. So I'll have 39, 40, 41 and 42 to read, and as soon as 42 is out, that's exactly what I'm doing. I have no idea about the ending, I don't want any spoilers, but I look forward to reading it and forming my own opinion. Let's do it already, volume 5? I can't believe we're on 5. Have I read 4? I definitely felt I have, maybe. I had been staying up to date. I think it's a really funny, silly trope. It had started to wear a little thin on me, so I'm glad that this is also a short series. I'm not sure if I'll enjoy it more binging it. I've quite enjoyed having a bit at a time. I think I might get more bored of it if I was to binge it, which, like, trying to figure out which series I like to binge and which I don't. Oh, I'm just so finicky. I'm awkward. Just realised we've got another orange, this in the Name of the Mermaid Princess. Next we have Yearner of the Dawn, volume 44. This has been one of my very naughty pickups. There are a few series I've stayed fully up to date with, even though I am incredibly far behind, as in I've read like only a few volumes. I am intending to do a big read of this in one go. I've just not gotten to it yet. I will do at some point. I have been a lot better this year at actually committing to reading some of my older series in my collection, just setting my small goals one at a time and trying to not hold myself like too crazy a goal, and I'm getting actually way more reading done because of it. For longer series like Yearn of the Dawn, I'll probably try and do a specific video on it when I do manage to read it though. Next we have volumes 3 and 4 of Rainbows After Storms, and this is a very cute high school GL. In my opinion, it is not groundbreaking, it is not mesmerizing, it is not an intense story. It's just quite pleasant, and that is not a bad thing, but it is not. I probably am not going to run out of my way to recommend it. I'm probably also going to check like how many volumes there are of this. Do I choose to stay up to date with this? Though to be fair, we don't get many GL series from Viz, or many GL series at all. I am learning the ways, so I might still just try and stay up to date with this to be able to support the series and the genre. Kaiju number 8, volume 13. I am also behind on reading this one. I think out of some of the shonen series currently being published by Viz, there are a few. I'm not saying I'm dropping, to be fair. I don't really ever outright drop a series, but I do change my designation of, am I staying up to date with this, or am I waiting to see this on sale or secondhand? And this has been one of the few where, even though I'm not up to date with reading what I've got, I have enjoyed it enough for it to maintain its staying up to date, as well as Ben reading it as well. That also helps my opinion on, do I stay up to date with it if my partner's also reading it? And similar enough, we have Dan to Dan 11. Now this isn't the most recent one, I'm fairly sure 13 has just come out, but it turns out I have a gap in the series. And I really hope I read my spreadsheet correctly, or I've not misplaced the volume. I had avoided reading this because the hype just like overwhelmed it for me and I was worried I was not going to enjoy it, but I think it might have hopefully died down enough that I might actually be quite happy to jump back into this. And next we have Komi 34. Do you know, I am actually behind on reading my Komi volumes. I think now that it is finished in Japan, a part of me just can't come to terms with that. I'm quite sad about it, so I'm putting off reading what I've got because I don't want it to end. And it's still not even finished printing in English. I can't remember if it's finished printing in Japan. I think it's definitely ended in Japan, but that doesn't necessarily mean the volumes are out. I can't remember, I'm not sure. I want to say like 37 volumes is where it's going to be complete, and I just can't bring myself to like acknowledge that. I adore this series so deeply in my soul. It means so much to me. I don't know what to do. If it ends, it has ended. I'm in denial. Next we have Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Volume 2. I've still not caught up to date with my regular Boruto volumes. Ben has. I don't think he's read 2 Blue Vortex 1 though. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea where we changed title. I'm assuming it's something in the similar vein to Shippuden, though I feel the cover could potentially be a little spoilery if you're not aware of stuff, I guess. Because I have no idea what's going on. And that's not even in the context of the manga, that's just in general. Next we have Minecraft Volume 2, and right, you have to bear with me. I know a lot of people have been joking and mocking this series, but I must say, this is such, I think, an excellent series to try and indoctrinate children with. Like, it is so dumb and silly and really incorporates like Minecraft Minecraft mechanics and like characters and mobs and stuff like that, the crafting. And if you have a kid that loves Minecraft, I think this would be excellent to like gateway them into the hobby. Especially with the Minecraft movie coming out this year, there's so much Minecraft stuff, and there's going to be parents who are like, yeah, let's get them something Minecraft related that's also a book. Sure, it's pictures, but it's still a book. Let's get them reading. So I bet this series is probably going to do okay. Watch me be complete talk shit out my ass. Fine as well. But I think the target demographic is those dang youngsters. Maybe. A Star Brighter Than the Sun Volume 2. I quite enjoyed Volume 1. It is a childhood friends to lovers trope. They're not lovers yet, they're just really awkward with each other. But that's obviously where it's going to be heading. It's not overly spoilery, I'm fairly sure it's like on the back cover. Volume 1 was super cute. I did really like it, so I would probably recommend. I just hope it's not too much more cringy. I also don't know how long this is or if it's complete. I think we're moving on to some of the pickups I got that wasn't this. So we have Cutie and the Beast Volume 4, which is the final volume. This has taken years to come out. Years and years, oh my gosh. No idea what happened, no idea why it's taken so long, but it's nice that the series is now actually finally complete. It was pretty cute, though they don't really look like a couple on the back. They do kind of look like a dad and a kid. Okay. We're Not Cut Out to Be Lovers Volume 1. It's plastic wrapped, it's Tokyo Pop, and I thought the cover looked really cool. That's why I picked it up. Oh, the shame. Also, I was just really ecstatic that Forbidden Planet in London is now doing 3 for 2 on Tokyo Pop. I was so excited when I was paying because it was a series. We're going to get to it where I really, really loved Volume 1 and I wanted to pick Volume 2 up, and I was like, I'm going to be super naughty and get it even if it's retail. And then I pulled it off the shelf and it had the big old 3 for 2 sticker on it, and oh my gosh, I squealed. I was like sat on the floor surrounded by people that I work with and I was squealing. Oh. Anywho, got a bit excited, so I grabbed this one as well. This next one was a slight accidental pickup, and it is I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love Double Volume 1. Volume 1, it's a sequel. It's basically a Volume 2. The reason I didn't mean to pick it up is because I had accidentally already ordered it on Sci-Fi, but when I had put it into my spreadsheet the few days before I went to London, I forgot to re-alphabetize my spreadsheet. So when I scrolled down to check if I had ordered it or not, it was not where it should have been. It was still at the bottom of the list. Oh, I'm such a fool. Hey ho, it has already been promised to a very loving home that will rectify my poor mistake. Okay, next we're hitting up some of the sale section stuff that I picked up. So sale section stuff, I'm more lenient on picking up stuff that I'm not like crazy for or up to date with if the price is decent. So first off, we have Reborn to Master the Blade from Hero King to Extraordinary Squire Volume 4. This was fine. It was not exemplary, but at $4.99 is like my good go-to, especially for a small volume. $4.99 is like, yep, I vaguely liked the series and I'd probably read more if I had it. $4.99 definitely. So I grabbed this one. Someone's Girlfriend Volume 2. It's plastic wrapped, which means it's going to be about £1 more. So this one was $5.99. Similar vein, it's plastic wrapped, and I love collecting my disgusting smut. It's not even a ghost ship, it's just 7 Seas. Kitman, The Princess Knight Volume 2. This is plastic wrapped and it's $4.99. I don't understand the logic. Wasn't blown away with Volume 1 again. Apparently the light novel is actually a bit better than the manga from when some of the reading I've done. So I wasn't going to rush to grab Volume 2, but because the light novel is apparently not too bad, I thought maybe the manga will pick up, so $4.99. She Likes Gays But Not Me Volume 3, the final volume, $5.99, plastic wrapped and a bigger form factor, so yeah. I also picked up Volume 2 in the Forbidden Planet London sale section, so again, don't have crazy expectations from the rest of the series. I have very mixed opinions on Volume 1. Wasn't a massive fan, but like I didn't enjoy the characters, but I want to see a conclusion from the characters. Do they get less shit is what I'd like to know. And at sale prices, I'm happy to learn that. Associate Professor Akira Takasuki's Conjecture of $4.99 Volume 5. Told you the price before the volume number. I think I now have a gap in this. I can't remember if it's volume 3 or volume 4, but I do have a gap. Still going in completely blind, to be honest. This was a bad pickup, I think, of the lot of all the sales stuff I picked up. This was naughty because I haven't read any of them yet. Yeah, I should be judged for that one. Next is one of the pricier sale items, which was the Condemned Villainess who goes back in time to be a great villain. Volume 3, and this is the light novel. It is $6.99. It's a little bit more pricey. Light novels often are. It is quite chunky as well. This broke my rule with Ben, where Ben's like, don't buy me any new series, especially out of order, and I did buy that. Yeah. I've kind of tried to sway him that if it's villainess, it doesn't count, and I can get as much villainess as I like. He disagrees. I told him tough titties, and I bought it anyway. Tales of the Kingdom, Volume 5. This is a hardcover series, and seeing it at $6.99 when I know this horror piece is $14.99, but I swear I can see it higher sometimes. Maybe I'm tripping on something. So at like more than half price, yep, jumped in on that one. To Your Eternity, Volume 21 at $5.99, and I'm mostly up to date with picking up this series. I'm not up to date with reading it in the slightest. Apparently has complete or is on the verge of completing. I think it's one of the reasons I've held off reading it, and also I was getting like the most random volumes in order, buying them secondhand. But as a series I am like actively, vaguely trying to stay up to date with by buying secondhand or in sale. It was really nice to see this volume that I need now. I think this is the final sale volume, and then we do have a few more from Forbidden Planet. We have got Tuge Oni at $5.99. It is plastic wrapped and it is volume 5. I've gotten, I think, a few more volumes of this series in a sale section for half price, so I feel like that sort of sets the mood of the series for me if I'm buying multiple on different occasions in a sale section. I'm missing volume 4, so I don't have a clear run. Okay, we do have a few more volumes that I picked up in Forbidden Planet, but these are volumes that I have already read. I'm not going to go into crazy detail because I am now doing my monthly reading vlogs. But we have first on top Parallel Paradise Volume 22. Yes, it's on 22 volumes. It somehow manages to get more and more gross in every volume. I do not recommend it. I really feel like it says something for the series that I feel like the last two, at least, the last two, which are the only 2 volumes I've read this year, I think I've been the person to add it to Storygraph, which I now use to help track my reads as well. Go follow me if you want. I don't know if I've got a link down below, but I am Caketinz. And yeah, I'm really hating it at the moment. It's just really gross. I'd vaguely enjoyed the story. There had been some plot in like the weird isekai, why had there been isekai, what's happening with the girls. And honestly, I feel like if it had been like as bad as it is now up front, I'd have probably dropped it, but I almost feel too far in and I want to know what's happening. But I absolutely do not recommend it. Do not recommend. Kill Blue. Actually, I'm gonna... Where are they? I got a whole bunch of Volume 1, new Volume 1s from Viz on this trip. I got loads of Viz on this trip. It was wonderful because they're the cheapest publisher. Of the 3, I think Kill Blue was my favorite, which is a, like, assassin type guy has been chemically aged down to a high schooler and is now going back to school. And I just like quite enjoyed the trope. Whether or not it continues being as fun post Volume 1, I'll see. Then I think I enjoyed Snow Angel Volume 1, which was quite a melancholy down series about a girl figuring out and finding out what is her independence, what does she want from life. But I did actually quite like it, even though it was a bit down. I think because there were so many like hopeful bits and like people around her were being supportive, and it is a very pretty series. I don't want to show you a spoilery panel, but yeah, trust me, it's very pretty, and I don't think it's actually too long either, which is nice. And then Girl Crush Volume 1, and this isn't to say I didn't enjoy it. I did still enjoy it, just I think I gave the other 2 8 out of 10. I gave this one a 7 out of 10. I did still enjoy it, don't get me wrong, and it is to do with idols and getting into the idol industry. It was really interesting Volume 1, and I definitely will be picking up more of it. What else have we also got that I read? We have Cosmos Volume 1. I was unsure. It was really silly, and I like the whole Cosmos is like a intergalactic insurance agency, and this human ends up getting on boarded to work with them for reasons. And again, I didn't dislike it, I just don't think it quite yet hit for me. I need to read a few more volumes to get more into it, I think. Oh, we had another one at the bottom that hid. We have Dr. Stone 27, which was a very confusing volume to come out. If you don't know, Dr. Stone did complete at 26 volumes about 2 years ago in English, and it was complete. That was it. It was the final volume. And then they did some more chapters and they brought out another volume. At least they've continued the numbering. I just have to faff my spreadsheet a little and not add a completely new row. I'm unsure how I felt about this volume because there were a few things they've kind of changed a little. It'll be major spoilers for me to say too much more. If anyone else has read Dr. Stone, is up to date and even read this one, I'd love to talk about it if you join the Duda Discord server. And there was like a few bits that it was like, fine, if you're going to change this, can you do this? And then they didn't do that. So I don't really get what the full point of it was, I guess, is why did they decide to bring it back, I guess. I mean, I do like Dr. Stone. It was nice to go back to the series and the characters, but I'm just in a bit of confusion. Last Viz volume I read was Hirayasumi Volume 5. This series has incredibly grown on me the more I've read it. Volume 5 has absolutely been my favourite volume of the series by far. I got all teary because of how nice it was. I adore it. This is such a peak of slice of life series. I highly recommend it. Okay, next we have Trapped by His Love, the Duke's Unexpected Bride, Volume 2. This is the one I was really excited for. I read Volume 1 a couple of weeks ago and I adored it. I loved the tropes in this, okay? I was so excited to see Volume 2 had come out, and when I pulled it off the shelf in Forbidden Planet and saw the sticker on it, I read it on the train home and I forgot to take the sticker off. I'll do that now. I think I gave Volume 1 like a 5 out of 5. I loved it. It had so many fun, cute tropes that I liked, and it continued into Volume 2, and I look forward to Volume 3, which is not actually, I think, too far away from being out, a month or so, which isn't far. Okay, I think the last volume I picked up, which was a naughty pickup because it was not in a 3 for 2, was Veil, The Temperature of Orange, Volume 1. This is a new series from Udon Entertainment. It is very pretty on the inside. I do have many opinions on this, and I will talk about it in way much more detail in my reading vlog. I feel like I can't do a nice, neat little summary in this video, so I think I'm going to leave talking about it a whole bunch more for that reading vlog when I get to it. Okay, we've done Forbidden Planet, and we're now going to move on to a whole bunch of Misk other stuff I've got. Okay, next up we have 3 volumes. We have One Dance 10, Kakiguri Twin 10, and 14. These were picked up through mail order from Forbidden Planet International Brighton. If you did not know, you can do mail order with your Forbidden Planet Internationals if you contact the store and let them know what you want. And they now do 3 for 2 on their sale section. So when I saw what was in the Forbidden Planet International Brighton sale section, I saw these 3 volumes. I went, excellent, I'll pick these 3 up and do a 3 for 2 with them, which is wonderful because these are often a bit more pricier volumes. So it was really nice to be able to get them a little bit cheaper. So thank you, Forbidden Planet International Brighton. Do keep an eye out on, say, their Instagram page because they did post a picture of their sale section, and so you could contact them, pick them up, let them know what you wanted. Next up, we have a lone sci-fi pre-order, which is the Skeleton. The Skeleton Enchanted by the Cursed Blade. Oh, this is such a small title. The Greatest Demon Lord who conquers the dungeon and commands an invisible army, Volume 1. I was not blown away with Volume 1. It started to pick up towards the end. A skeleton gets overpowered with a enchanted sword, and the enchanted sword has a booby lady inside of it, because of course it does. The skeleton, being a skeleton, is very uninterested in the fleshy lady and doesn't really get it, but it is yeah. And he's currently going around defeating enemies and like getting them to join his army, and like it was not that interesting. If he starts building up a bigger army and stuff like that, I always enjoy stuff like that, so I am definitely going to stay up to date with it and hope it improves and I enjoy it more the further in I go. Okay, I think all of these things I picked up on Blackwells. Blackwells is a UK bookseller. You can buy from them internationally. In the UK, they offer free shipping. They do technically offer free shipping around the world, but it's because they put the cost of the shipping into the value of the item. Because sometimes I see like, I'm not in the UK, the price doesn't look like that. Why does the price not look like that? It's because they put the shipping into the cost of the item. However, they do often randomly discount a bunch of volumes every now and again. So keeping an eye out, you can often find some decent deals, and sometimes even for like new release stuff, which is weird. I'm not complaining, I just don't get it. So though I don't remember exactly how much all these volumes were individually, they'll have all been cheaper than 3 for 2, because that'll be like at that point, if they're not cheaper than 3 for 2, I won't pick them up. So first off, we have What Did You Eat Yesterday volume 22. I did aggressively pick up this series last year, haven't got to it yet, but it was nice to be able to pick this up cheaply. Battle Royale Enforcers Volume 2, this was pretty cheap, like really cheap. Some of these were like $3.99, I don't remember if this one was $3.99, but sometimes there are $3.99 volumes. Since I have now picked up Battle Royale, I assume they are to do with each other in some way. What they have to do with each other, no idea, but I'll find out, but I want to read the OG one first. Gazing at the Star Next Door Volume 5. Read Volume 1 a couple months ago and I really enjoyed it, so it was really nice to grab this for like $7.99, $6.99, can't remember. I think in store this varies between like $13.99 usually. Perfect for fans of the clear moonlit dusk, I guess, probably. But it's quite cute. Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity Volume 6. This has had so much hype. It is very high on my list of binge this series soon. I keep telling myself just get a little bit more up to date with my new releases and then I'll go for this one. Sheltering Eves Volume 3. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm gonna rush to even pick up more of this on sale. It'd probably have to be like more than half off for me to buy more. I don't have Volume 2 as well. Just Volume 1, it is not a particularly jolly series, it's a bit more melancholy, and I usually have to be in the right mood to read those, at which point I'm not going to rush to pick them up. But it was pretty nicely discounted, I'll see. I'll probably grab 2 if I see it at a nice price, just so I don't have a gap, but otherwise I might like slow down picking this one up. World After the Fall Volume 9. I have been trying and endeavouring to stay up to date with my Ice Press. I think the only series I'm not up to date with is The Boxer. And when it comes to series I'm not up to date with reading, there is 3. There is The Boxer, World After the Fall, and Jungle Juice. Nothing against Jungle Juice, I've just not gotten to it. And World After the Fall, I wasn't like crazy for Volume 1, which I feel like I just need to read more, especially as I'm fairly sure the story is by the same writer as Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, and I've really enjoyed that one a lot. Boxer I wasn't a massive fan of, so I don't know if I'll stay up to date with that one, but I have really enjoyed collecting Ice Press and being up to date with Ice Press, so I might just for that reason. But I look forward to binging this one. It was also nice getting it cheap. Next we have Condition Called Love 12, which I think is the next one I needed, and this was nicely discounted, which was nice to see. I think I say that a lot, nice to see. It's always lovely to see a sale. Just makes you so happy. Behind on reading, so this is now a sales series, sales section series. Oh dear, I'm confused, I'm tired. So I'm not rushing to stay up to date with this one until I've read up to date with this one. Next we got a couple of Bungo Stray Dogs. We have 14 and 16. I have been slowly piecing the series together for years. Pretty much all sales section now. Some have been pre-owned. I don't feel pre-owned prices are as amazing as they used to be, so I don't like get as much. So that's the reason I don't get as much as I used to. But these were both pretty nicely priced. I think I have like half the series now, which isn't horrendous. There's also so many spin-offs. I'm not even like thinking about the spin-offs yet. Next we have Cinderella Closet Volume 8, which is the final volume in the series as well. This is another one where like I'd mostly designated it a sales section series, and here managed to grab it and complete it. Isn't that nice? I'm very behind on reading it, so I have no clue like if I'd recommend it or not. World's Finest Assassin Volume 6. This had been just a really fun dumb isekai, but not enough for me to stay up to date. I do now have a gap, so I'm definitely going to be on the lookout to try and fill up the gap. What gap is it? I definitely don't think I have Volume 5. I can't remember if I have Volume 4 though. Queen's Quality 21, which I think at the time when I ordered it, it was freshly out. And it was crazy to see it on sale. I'm not going to overly complain, but yeah, it was on sale, cheaper than 3 for 2. It was great. I was sold dirt cheap, but my power level is off the charts. Volume 3. I was just, one moment, is it a manga? It is a manga. I was like, have I accidentally bought a light novel again? Nope. I bought 1 and 2 recently, but I haven't read them yet. It just sounds like a dumb, is it isekai? Not sure, but with a title like that, it's right up my street. The Godless World of Oni-chan Volume 1. I don't know what this is at all, in the slightest, and that cover doesn't help. I'm scared to read this one. I haven't yet. Royal Tutor Volume 7. I've been collecting Royal Tutor again for years now, predominantly again secondhand for like a few pounds a volume. I'm still missing about 5 volumes before I'm complete on this. I've really enjoyed what I read. It was really funny and dumb, but I just can't bring myself to even do a 3 for 2 price for one of these volumes, so I'm just biding my time. Royal Tutor Clothier to the Crown Volume 3. This had been a fun read, but again, this is a sales section series for me. It's fine. It's okay. Not exemplary. I honestly feel I can say similar things for the next 3 volumes. Let's just show them all together. We have Magical Buffs. The support caster is stronger than he realized. Volume 3. Yandere Dark Elf. She chased me all the way from another world. Volume 1 is an isekai. And The Lady and the Beast-Haired Child. Now, I'll be truthfully honest, I haven't read any of these, even the volume 1s of the 2 outside ones, which I do have, but I'm not having high expectations for any of these series, hence why it's, if I see it in a nice price, like $4.99. Okay, the last volume we have from Blackwells is Detectives These Days Are Crazy, Volume 1 from One Piece Books. No idea, very blind. I hope it's going to be a really fun mystery. I do like my mystery series. We are getting there. We do not have too many books left to go through, and then I have a couple of figures to share with you. First off, we have Lady Devil Volume 1, which is a new Eyes Press series. This was very kindly donated to me by Liddy Moon, and I gave her a swap. I gave her something. I don't remember what I gave her. Something nice, I hope. This was definitely an interesting read. I had seen people describe it as Game of Thronesy, and yeah. Okay, I guess. I'm very confused on what was happening, and I think what I think happened did happen. That was an yeah. There'll be more in my May reading vlog. Next, we have some books that were very kindly sent to me from some publishers. So we have Freaking Romance Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and these were very kindly sent from Panini Comics. Panini Comics seem to have taken on the license for a bunch of Disney stuff. So like they have the Stitch manga, the Twisted Tales, Belle, Taylor's Oldest Time manga. They also seem to now be printing a bunch of webtoon, the webtoon and scroll stuff, so Freaking Romance. I think they have True Beauty, Cursed Princess Club as well. I really look forward to reading these. These look really fun, and I've been really enjoying reading webtoon and manhwa recently because I'm not a digital reader. If you've been around these parts, you know it's not that I don't have anything against digital reading or digital anything. It's just I stare at a screen so much, it's nice to look at paper. So I really appreciate all of these series coming to print and I can get into them. And next we have a volume from a brand new, I was gonna say Manga imprint because I think they are like established as making comics and they've now established a manga imprint. So this is Mad Cave Studio, and the imprint is Nakama Press, and they sent me Indigo Volume 1. I have read this. I think I read it this month, so it'll be in my June reading vlog. I'll talk a bit more about the series there. I must say, talking just about like the volume and how it feels, I think this is probably one of the nicer publisher volumes I have held or I own. It is really nicely firm, it is sturdy, it feels nice to hold and to flick through, the paper feels really nice, and it is at a lower price point. I think the RRP is $9.99 or $10.99, and I am very impressed with that. And so story aside, which I'll talk more about in June reading vlog, I'm looking forward to this imprint a lot because these volumes feel really nice. I did check, the volume is on Sci-Fi. It is also on Amazon, but if you buy it off Sci-Fi, you can use code Caketinz for 5% off. And there is at least, I think, another volume from them available to buy right now. And I'm hoping future volumes will also start to filter through as they come out in the upcoming months. But I really appreciate them sending this because this just really feels really nice. I was just like holding the volume for ages going, ooh, the paper is soft. They also sent a t-shirt with this cool design on, Nakama Press down here, and I'll definitely be wearing this out when I go manga shopping. And that's the back of it as well. Okay, next we're on to stuff sent from Yen Press, the Yen Press family. So we have got Radio Storm Volume 1, and in case you're curious, often when they send a volume like this, they do include like a bit of paper to like describe the series as like what's going on if you want to like talk about it more before you've read it, and also like release dates and stuff. I am behind It's one I have not yet read. I've not read the next one either, but I am planning on reading them both this month for Pride. And this is Murderous Llewellyn's Candlelit Dinner Volume 1. I hear this one's a bit more like mystery, and I do love my mystery series, so this one excites me. Ignore my bottles of water, I'm trying to stay hydrated. Forever thankful for all the stuff they send. I'm also 80% sure they included this volume came with those two. If I've already included this in a haul, forgive me, but you can see it again, which is The Villainess is a Marionette Volume 1. Absolute stunning, the cover is gorgeous, look at that, like, can you see the shininess? I don't think the holo ever comes across as amazing on camera. Inside is stunning. She is stunning. Look at that. Beautiful. This was such a fun read. I love my Villainess. I'm a right sucker for my Villainess. And a Back in Time as well. Give me more. Wait, it's a Back in Time and an isekai. That's it. More volumes sent from Yen Press. We have Daydream Hour, and this is a art book from the creator of Delicious in Dungeon, and it features a whole bunch of neat artwork from the series of the characters. It is stunning. It is beautiful to go through. I really love an art book that is a similar form factor size to manga so I can store it with the series. And I know that it's just a personal preference thing. It's nicer to also have them in a big format so you can really see the details. But this feels so nice, and also the cover feels so nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like sketches underneath. It's such a lovely green. This is lovely. Next we have Witch's Life in Manga Volume 1. This had a lot of hype for it. So many people were excited. Lots of people in the Discord server were excited for it. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it a lot. I found that I was learning a lot around the culture and time period. And I always love learning through manga. Something I'm going to say, and I'll talk in a lot more detail in my reading vlog, which will the May reading vlog. Something I'm going to say, and you might not want to know, you might not want to look at the back because of spoilers, but I got a bit confused about where people were and what was happening because people do move around a bit. There is a map at the back of the volume, which I got to after I read the volume. It does spoil a little, like, where people go and stuff, some bits that happen, so do be aware to not completely spoil yourself if you don't want that, but if you'd like to read along while looking at the map, it is there. I think I'd have gotten a bit less confused if I could have looked at the map or known it was there, sorry. As we have Stardust Family, and this is an all-in-one omnibus, and look how chunky this is. This is a chunky boy. I must say, I often am a bit slow with omnibuses, just I mean the longer. But I read this in one go before I went to bed. I was shocked at how I was able to just start reading and not put it down. It was a really interesting premise, and again, I will go into more detail and spoiler my thoughts on the ending in my reading vlog. Would I recommend it? I genuinely don't know. It depends on what sort of series you're into. If you want to read something that's going to make you a bit sad, sure. But I have other opinions on it that are completely spoilery, so yeah. Reading vlog. Desperate March for Love. This is a GL one-shot. It is quite pretty. Overall, it unfortunately didn't hit for me. It wasn't my kind of thing. There are a few things about it I didn't really like. As a spoiler warning for the series, there is mention of an age gap relationship. I would recommend, if you're interested in more details, checking out Storygraph, because if you don't want to know, you don't have to find out, and if you do want to know, just in case, do go check that out. It's one of the things I have liked about Storygraph is being able to point at people in that direction to check out trigger warnings or content warnings for themselves, because everyone has different scales of what they're comfortable with. I probably wouldn't recommend this one, but again, I'll go into full details and spoiler mode when I do my reading vlog. Okay, the last volume I have from Yen Press is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Advanced Reader's Copy, and I was really surprised and amazed and happy to see they sent this out. From what I've seen, they sent out a lot of these. They sent out, do I have it? I do have it. Why have I not gotten rid of this? I do still have this. They sent out these boxes, and every now and again, Yen Eyes Press send out these like PR boxes, and they just like fill with goodies. In this case, this was filled with stuff for Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. So we had the book itself, we had a bookmark, which I'm currently using. I'm not very far into it. We got a notebook, we got a pen, I think we got a pin badge, I think we've got a magnet, but I've already put them on places and I forgot to take them down for the video. Got that, whatever that is. There's some postcards from Nakama Press that I forgot to show earlier. But yeah, they've sent out so many of these. I've seen like book accounts get copies of these as well, and it's just, I think it's amazing. I think that's such a good idea to try and spread out, trying out this novel for this series. And I think it's just so neat there being an advanced reader. I've never had an ARC before. I know that I have gotten volumes from Young Press before, but they're not like ARCs, they're just early advanced copies, which I guess that just say advanced reader's copy. I don't know, I'm just incredibly thankful, and I think this is such a super cool, neat thing, and I'm so excited. I know I haven't read very far in, but I took it with me on the train when I went to London, and I ended up just not being able to do as much reading as I really hoped I would. I just need to settle down and get through this, but I really love the manhwa a lot. It's probably one of my favourites. So I have no doubt I will enjoy this when I get through it. Also, I'm going to force Ben to read it as well. I will also pick up the proper fancy copy when it comes out. But there is also a novel coming out of Villains Are Destined to Die, not about a month after, I think, this one. And that I'm super excited for. Oh! Okay, so we have one more book to look at before I go on to some stuff that isn't books. Technically, it is in English. Oh wait, no, we have two more. Okay, so people who are fans of Villains Are Destined to Die, if you don't know, it is a Korean series. I hope you would know that. But did you know that every volume that comes out in Korea, they do a special edition of it, which comes with a bunch of goodies? And did you know that volume 8 has come out in Korea, including a bunch of goodies? And I might have bought it and shipped it over. And I'm just going to say, spoiler warning, I'm going to be showing the cover of Volume 8. It is the Korean cover, but they've all been the same so far, so this is going to spoil what Volume 8 cover looks like. I'll try and remember to put timestamps in so you can skip along if you don't want the spoilers. But here is the cover of Volume 8 of Villains Are Destined to Die, which I might personally say is my favourite. How stunning is that? If you cannot tell, that is Penelope front and centre. And behind her, surrounding her, are the arms of one of the love interests here, potentially Callisto. Ah! Look at him! I'm gonna be super good. I have not peeked inside any of these. I got volume 7 6 months before it came out in English, and I did not peek, and I don't intend on peeking on this one as well. But what a stunning cover. It came with a bunch of postcards, neat bits, and also this acrylic stand with different pictures of Penelope. There are 3, again, these are going to probably show spoiler panels from the series. We have this, and then the cover again. And these just slot in quite nicely, like so. There were other bits, and I think I have forgotten to bring them down, but yes. Stunning, dying, I love it. Okay, and for real, the last book I bought-ish was, I was slightly coerced in the Discord server when we were talking about the special editions, because I'd bought volume 8 and was sharing pictures, and it was highlighted that French copies of Villains Are Destined to Die also come with really neat stuff that is different to the Korean editions. And I think that's the bit I was most like interested in, that the stuff that came with it was different. I am slightly tempted to collect the series in multiple languages just because I adore it so deeply. But if the special editions come with the same stuff, I probably won't be fussed about those. I'll just go for like just picking the volumes up on their own. And there was one thing I saw that one of the volumes of Villains Destined to Die in French came with that kind of grabbed me. One thing led to another, and I was walked through how to make a purchase through a French website and ship it to the UK. So here we have the 5th Villains Are Destined to Die collector's edition in French that I bought from a French website and shipped to the UK. Do I have a problem? Probably yes. But first, can we just appreciate this box? This is like a nice sturdy box. I won't fully show because it shows what's on the inside. Let's not spoil it just yet. I don't think I've packed it too neatly back in. But yeah, so let's see what's inside. We've got the box. Yeah, I didn't pack it in too neatly, hey ho. I'm sure that's some form of be careful warning, but I can't read French, so I'm sure it doesn't apply to me. So here we have the 5th volume in French. Very sturdy, very nice. We got flaps, and we've got the guy who looks just like the main character from Other World's Books Pen on the Bean Counter, so I keep calling him Bean Man, even though it has nothing to do with this series. And then we got Yeah, that feels lovely. And then the thing I was most excited for that this came with is here, and it is a wax stamp. And if you can't tell, that is it the Urquhart family emblem? Or is like an emblem icon associated with Penelope? I do actually have a load of wax stamps and wax. I used to do lots of handwriting, I used to do lots of letter writing, and I would seal them with wax. So these really excite me. There is a Witch at Atelier one I'd like to collect. I think that came with a Japanese copy. Maybe there's a French one as well. It'd probably be easier for me to get than a Japanese one. But I love collecting these. They are so cute. And it comes with a stick of wax as well. Whether I actually ever use this wax, I don't know. I'll just use some of my other wax. I have loads of fun colours. It doesn't stop there though. It comes with loads of stuff as well. So we've got some sticker sheets of some of the characters here. So we've got some full ones, some of the characters. Not a full one of the one I wanted though, but he does appear on this sheet, and we got some real cute ones of Penelope as well, being a little bit of a silly Billy. See, there's the same icon emblem that we've got on the stamp. We've got a bunch of envelopes and paper so we can write our own letters and stamp them. How cool is that? There is a lot of paper. I'm not sure how much paper, but there is like a decent amount. Like often I really struggle to let myself write with these because I don't want to waste them or use them up, but you get so many, I think I wouldn't mind too much. And then in the bottom we finally have a notebook with even more pages on it with the same emblem, and I don't know how many pages in that, a decent few. Quite a few. And then look at the bottom of that box. Oh, and he's on the back as well. And then on the side of the lid we have got everything inside, and I think that says 10 letters, 10 envelopes, and a 42-page notebook, which is crazy. I really love its different stuff to the Korean edition, and I did look at the German one and I nearly bought the German one, but I kept finding places that wouldn't ship to the UK as soon as I gave a UK address. And I do think the German fancy stuff in the collector's edition is the same as the Korean, and I don't want duplication of stuff, so I held off. But that was my naughty purchase, along with everything else. I hope this doesn't awaken anything too dire in me with other language collector's editions. Okay, that is all the books, that is all the manga, all the collector's editions. The last thing I have to share with you is a few figures that I've picked up recently. With my camera looking down, it's going to be a little awkward. Hopefully it still shows up okay. We have a Witch at Atelier figure. We have Coco here. This is being such a sought after figure. It is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it is incredibly intricate and delicate. It was going for crazy prices on the aftermarket until they did a rerun of it fairly recently, and I'm so glad I jumped on it. It is absolutely adorable. It is a bit faffy to get her hand holding onto this ink pot here, but otherwise I highly recommend this. It is, I think it was less than £100, which isn't bad, and it fits quite nicely on my shelves. It's not crazy tall, and I'm so glad to have her. She's adorable. I was always like, I'll try and be good with getting figures that aren't Miku, and then I saw this and was like, purchase, pre-order, go. Okay, and the last thing I have to share with you, I didn't think the figures would take too long. You might be shocked to see it's a Miku figure. It is a scale version of the Hatsune Miku looking back pose, I believe is what it's called. And I was so excited for this scale, predominantly because I picked up the Nendroid last year, and it is honestly one of my favourite Nendroids. I love the hair and how each part can be moved on its own, so it really looks like it's flowing and moving as she looks back over her shoulder. And I have absolutely adored having matching scale and Nendroid Miku figures, and because that was one of my favourite Miku Nendroids, I was so excited to get this one, and she is stunning. I love the hair, I love her face, I love her kimono, she looks amazing. My only slight complaint is the base. It is a very shiny, large black base, and I have her on a very white calyx, so it is incredibly noticeable, which is a shame. I don't know if I'll try and figure out if I can make my own base in some way or move her so she's on a black shelf instead. Also, it is just drawing cat fur like nobody's business. I've only had it 2 days and it's already really dusty and covered in cat fur, and I wiped it down this morning. This is not like weeks of no dusting. It's only a few days. It just attracts dust and the cat. But otherwise, absolute beautiful figure. I'm very, very happy to have her in my collection now. And after all that, we are done. That was today's haul video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed how I broke it down. I hope I talked enough about all the series. I hope you enjoyed seeing the collector's editions and some figures at the end, though we didn't, compared to everything, the figures didn't take that long to go through, did they? Do keep an eye out for my reading vlog as well. I'll go into much more detail on my thoughts on series. I am trying to change up how I record them and instead of doing a big old film at the end of the month, to try and film progressively throughout the month so I can try and remember what I read, as opposed to going, okay, it's been a month and a half since I read this volume, what did I think? Instead, do a little bit each day or every few days, so it's just more like fresh in my mind. If there are any other types of videos you're interested in seeing from me, do let me know in the comments down below. I have a whole bunch still planned, but I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts and seeing like what you're more interested in. And if you're interested in early access to my videos, do check out my channel memberships. It's only 99p a month and you get early access to all my videos. I do post a lot more usually than I film, so some often ends up being members only. Otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day and I will see you next time. Bye!